Today you will have received this prescription sheet for your home care exercises. Right now, Kirsten is going to go over not only how to use everything, but how to put it all together as well for when you do get home this evening.
So, I want you to think of these as like exercise and nutrition. Both are great, but when you put them together, you're just going to amplify your results. Same thing with our home care exercises and your chiropractic adjustments. So the first one on your sheet is going to be the wobble exercises. Just like you do here in the office, you now have a cushion for at home. It also comes with a pump in it as well. So we want you to air it up, but keep a little bit of space in there just because if you inflate it all the way, it's gonna try to buck you off.
One question that we do get sometimes is, how do I pump this up? The key to this is just make sure you insert the needle all the way. I know it sounds like it should be a no-brainer, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So insert the needle all the way. If you do have any questions after that, then come in and ask us, but that's just one easy quick fix.
Another exercise you do here in the office is your cervical traction. So just like you do here in the office, you are now going to have a home unit. So how this works is this piece is going to swing over the top of a door. Your door is going to lay right here in between, and you're going to shut that so it's on the other side of the door. This acts as a spacer just to give you space off of the door, and then when you are standing, this bar should be hanging right below your chin. So if you need to, you might have to retie this knot here and make sure it's at the proper spacing. And then you're going to sit straight down just like you're sitting in a chair, just like you do here in the office.
And one thing that we'll do is take a quick minute to actually set this up on one of our doors in the office, just so that you can see exactly what Kirsten was just talking about.
The next exercise is the cervical flexion exercise. This is a great one to do while you're at a red light because you're just going to be sitting there anyways. The big thing with this is you're going to be in a nice tall posture. You want to make sure you're not already leaning forward, but you're going to be nice and neutral. You're going to bring your palms up to your head and push your palms into your head and your head into your palms. You're going to hold that. Each sheet is going to be a little bit different based on what your your x-rays are showing. So you can go off of the repetitions and the seconds that it says, or if you are at that red light, you can just hold that the duration of the red light and you're done. The next exercise on your exercise prescription sheet is head weighting. So many of you have already done this in the office once, but now you have this for at home. Obviously you don't have a vibe plate in your house, so what you're going to be doing is marching in place. We have already set up your weights to what the prescription sheet is showing, so no need to change those. There are other weights in your home care kit for if you do bump up later on down the road, but for now you're already set to go. Just like you did here in the office, this is going to be centered over your nose and everything above your eyebrows. And then from there, reminder, those shoulders come back and down, nose in the air slightly, and then ears over shoulders. And then you're going to be marching in place.
I just want to reiterate a couple things that she talked about with this. Number one, your head weight is already set up for you. At some point, we may increase or decrease the weight, but do not touch what's already going on because that is your prescription. The second thing is some of you, not everybody, but some of you will have a traction pull that you do with the head weight. We're not going to show that right now because it's a per patient basis. But for those of you that have already been taught that, you are going to utilize that traction pull. You'll just end up taking your traction unit off the door and just utilizing that pull while you're head weighting. And then the last thing, and this is the reason that I am reiterating all of this so much, because myself and the other doctors, we truly feel that this is the single most important exercise that you need to be doing because it really does restore posture. So like Kirsten said, you want that chin up just a bit so you're parallel. You want to bring it back so your ears are over your shoulders, just like she said. And then one thing that we always talk about is roll your shoulder blades down and back so that you're engaging those subscapular muscles. That posture right there in conjunction with the weight on is going to give you the best results.
The next exercise on your sheet is going to be the progressive rolls. As you can tell, they are two different sizes. So what you're going to do with these is you're going to lay flat on your back. You can either do this on the floor, or if your bed's pretty firm, you can lay on these in bed. But the larger one is going to go behind your neck, and then the smaller one goes in the small of your back. If you're laying on these on the floor, you can do them for about 20 minutes or even longer. But if you're laying on them in bed, you can go all night if you prefer. But if you decide to roll over in the middle of the night, you're going to ditch these and go back to your normal pillow. Just make sure not to put this on top of your pillow, because that's just going to bring you forward when our goal is to help bring back the curvature in your cervical spine.
Personally, I am a side sleeper, but I really do attempt to start on my rolls every single night for a minimum of 20 minutes. If I can fall asleep, I just sleep on them as long as I possibly can. And then when it's time to roll to my side, I just toss it, just like Kirsten just said. We have many patients that this is what they use for their pillow and only that. And so if you can get to that point, that's extremely effective for the restoration of that cervical curve. The other question that we sometimes get at this point is about mattresses. That's a hard one because mattresses and pillows are very subjective. I could have the perfect mattress that I love and you might hate it. Now, with that being said, we do recommend a mattress called BioPosture. It's got Celient technology, so it actually takes the heat of your body and it kind of reciprocates it into infrared, which helps with healing and regeneration, also helps to keep you cool. But again, it's not for everybody. So if you do have specific questions on mattresses or just want our 2 cents on that, you just ask. We do have a piece of literature that we've written up about BioPosture and why we personally not only use it at home, but recommend it in the office. The cool thing is you also do get a discount going through our office on that mattress. Mattresses can be very expensive, but you do spend a lot of your life on that mattress, so it is well worth the money.
So now we're going to go through a couple of tips and tricks that are going to make your life easier when you get home and you start implementing these exercises. If you've got the entire kit, it might seem overwhelming to have to do all of these at one time. So here's a couple ideas on how you can break it up throughout the day. The first one with the wobble exercises, you can bring that to work. If you sit a lot at work or at home, if you're working from home, we recommend finding it in your office chair and just wobbling all day. That's going to help loosen up the spine. With the cervical traction exercise or the neck traction, that one's a little bit harder. So we recommend putting that over your bathroom door and then just knocking it out right in the morning when you wake up and then right before bed. The third one is the cervical flexion exercise. I already walked you through this with the video, but doing it at a red light really just makes your life a lot easier. You can also do it at work if you're staring at a screen all day. You can set a timer on your phone every 20 minutes or maybe once an hour and break your day up by doing your flexion exercise. It also gives you a chance to take a break from the screen, and we know our eyes need that. Next one down is the head weighting. If you have trouble implementing this one, that's a great one to do if you like to watch TV at night as you wind down. If you guys like TV shows, or what I like to do is I'll put headphones in and I'll call a friend and just kind of march around the house, and the time goes by really, really quickly with that one. And then the last, the progressive rolls, that one you just got to find time for it, but I like to do it right before bed because it gets me in a routine to start my night routine. So I like to do it in bed. I'll do it for 20 minutes some nights I'll go a little bit longer, and that works for me.
Yeah, whatever works for you, make it your own as long as you're staying consistent with it.
Okay, my friend, hang in there. You are on the home stretch. You're doing phenomenal. And I know that you might be a little bit overwhelmed right now, and that is totally fine. That's why we created the video, so that at any moment, if you have any questions at all about what you've learned up to this point, you can simply go back and rewatch this video, or just reach out to us. I want to make sure that you're doing everything at home properly and you're feeling confident with it, because that is half the battle. You cannot have the adjustment and not retrain those muscles. Like Kirsten said before, it's like exercise is great, nutrition is great, but together they dominate. I use another analogy. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like brushing your teeth and flossing. They really do go hand in hand. So, with that being said, one of my favorite aspects of this office is that we are not rack you, crack you, send you on your way. We are not going to just adjust you and then have you go and live life like normal and have it go right back to where it was. That's why the exercises are important, but that's also why lifestyle is important. If you go and after you get adjusted, you eat a Whopper and a giant Coke and get only 4 hours of sleep and don't exercise, it's going to be really hard for us to make any moves in the right direction. And so what we try to do over and over, as we've said and as you've seen, is simplify health. And you can't get any easier than a quick start manual on how you can take control of your lifestyle and your health, and therefore get the best results. And so these are our Max Living mini books, and I love them. My whole team has read them. We go over those together. They are literally like cliff notes for lifestyle and health. It starts off with the actual mini book. It really just goes over those 5 essentials that you've heard about since day one. It goes over our philosophy and how we want to get you moving in the right direction. Literally takes like 15 or 20 minutes to read, nothing crazy. Now, with all of that being said, it starts to talk nutrition, but I would say nutrition is probably one of the most asked about lifestyle 5 essentials that we have. So we have made it simple again. We have the nutrition quick start guide. This thing is awesome. It will take so many things that you've heard about or read about, and it's going to simplify in one 15-minute book. And it is going to give you options. It is going to say, eat this, not that. It is going to give you the lateral decisions so that you're not overwhelming yourself. It is going to teach you how to get the best proteins, the best fats, where to start to get things out of your household so that you're giving your body the best resources. And then to go in with this, you're going to also get the recipe book. So after you read this, you're like, geez, I still don't know where to start. Just start by following a simple recipe. They are quick, they are easy, and they actually taste good for healthy recipes. You guys, you have to tackle the lifestyle stuff, but just take one step at a time. Start by just reading these, and then we can get you more resources and more information where necessary. I will tell you right off the bat that in about a month, you're going to be sitting down with one of our team members to have your first reevaluation. It's not x-rays, it is just a sit down so we can kind of take a step back. Find out, are you moving in the right direction? Are things going as expected? Are you doing your home care like we're telling you and preaching to you about? But also, what other lifestyle essentials do you have questions on or do you want to tackle? And you literally have a one-on-one with one of our team members, and then we get you everything that you need so that you feel comfortable and confident moving forward. So leading up to that month, I would love for you to have this foundation, this baseline, so then you're not completely overwhelmed. We just don't start with everything on day one because you will be in a fetal position crying and do nothing. And so we'll take baby steps. And as you're ready to chew more, we'll give you more. And so any questions, any problems, you just let us know. It really comes down to consistency. The details done consistently will make the biggest changes. When it comes to health, it is a billion-dollar industry, and there are so many new gadgets and shiny new things and little protocols and all that. No, it comes down to the same things that we have known for decades. It's just implementing and doing it consistently. If you can really start to tackle this stuff, I am confident you are going to start to see the changes for you and your family, and you're going to be able to maintain it as a lifestyle and not just yo-yo back and forth, but you gotta start now. Any questions, you holler at us, and we can't wait to see you at your next appointment.